Hello, and welcome back to the Novelist. Today we will be playing Chapter 2 of the adventure of... I'm not exactly sure how many chapters. Okay, so just a quick recap. We chose Linda as our primary help for the last one, and Tommy as our compromise, so Dan didn't get anything. I mean, he spent time with his wife and son, but he didn't get any writing done. Okay, so the title of this chapter is called The Inheritance. And let's get started. Dan got a letter with some surprising... Okay, so Dan got a letter. And I'm assuming that letter has something to do with inheritance, because that's the name of the chapter. So let's read this letter. Whether your child enjoys arts and crafts, swimming, sports, recreation, singing, or exploring, they're sure to have a ball at Camp Emerald Lake. We know that every family has unique needs, and we strive to be as flexible as possible. Daily, weekly, and monthly packages are available in both sleepover and pickup options. Our lifeguards are fully certified, and every counselor is trained in the cutting-edge cardiopulmonary resuscitation technique, CPR for short. Our goal is fun, but our priority is safety. The enclosed brochure contains information on all the exciting opportunities at Camp Emerald Lake. We're sure you'll find many things to like, and we hope to see your child soon. Okay, so letter about camp. There's Race and Roger that they just played. Letter about a summer camp for Tommy. That was not what we were looking for, but it's very helpful. Tommy playing with another kid. So I wonder if that means Tommy talked to another kid, or he wants to play with another kid. You can see the bottle of wine's gone. Tommy's shirt's changed. Play Race and Roger. So he wants to play more Race and Roger, apparently. Let's enter his thoughts.
I already played with it.
What about your rocket?
I got that backwards. It's supposed to be...
What about your rocket?
I already played with it.
Okay. So he's already played with his rocket. He didn't want to play more, Dad. Calm down. Another picture. Actually, that looks like the same picture. So Tommy keeps remembering that part. He wants more time with his dad. Okay. Other families here. Okay, so he's just feeling lonely. He's a kid. He needs to talk to people, to do things. Get out of the house. Let's see. What are you thinking about? Why would you be in here anyway? Check.
I knew we should have eaten something with that wine last night. My head is killing me.
Hangover.
It was totally worth it, though. We put on some music and hung out on the couch, all cuddled up like we were freshmen again.
Oh, they're high school
We didn't talk about his
sweethearts.
book once. We got a little too into a discussion about whose favorite band from college was still the best.
And
we
college
accidentally
sweethearts.
woke Tommy up. We got him settled back down and decided to call it a night, too. Well, except for... I better
Oh,
not write about that part.
that's a little risque. So, yeah. Marriage is going good. Most definitely. Okay, that's coming from that direction. She must be. Ah, here we go.
Is there something out there?
The entire world's out there.
Oh, well, she's an artist, so. And also, she said something about getting out of the house. Friday, hope we can find a babysitter. So they're going on a date Friday. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna read this letter. Dan, I hope you're doing well. I got this address from your father. I hope it's correct. I'll get to the point. When your cousin Richard passed away last year, we discovered that his pipe business had done very well. He wasn't wealthy, but he was very comfortable. At the execution of his will, we were somewhat surprised to find that he wished to distribute his estate among all living blood relatives. He reserved the lion's share for his immediate family, as I'm sure you'll understand, but there was a portion allotted to you as well. Enclosed is a check for the full amount. I trust you will honor his memory by putting it to good use. Uncle Wayne. So that's the inheritance that was being talked about. So, we now know what's being inherited. Tommy with another kid again. Yeah, that kid's gotta be lonely. Okay, so that's all of Tommy's clues. She's... Bring my kite to that camp Mommy told me about. Okay, so If I want to choose him, I gotta go
called
find the kite.
co-op today. It isn't wildly expensive, but it sure doesn't fit into the budget. It was a bigger letdown than I thought, not being able to just sign up on the spot. It gets so lonely here sometimes. And I think Tommy's starting to feel it too. We try to play with him every day, and the woods here are pretty magical for someone his age. But kids need to be around other kids sometimes. He can only play with his cars so often. Sometimes I wish there were actual neighbors here. The only friend he's made is Davy, but seeing them at the park once in a while isn't the same as having someone to pal around with every day. It's summer vacation, and he's pretty much all alone.
So Mom wants to go to a co-op, and she's worried about
Having
him.
fun?
Uh-huh.
Which, that must be... Davy must be the kid that's in all these pictures I keep seeing. So he has actually found a friend. We're gonna read her thoughts. Throw some gear in my painter bag and take it to the co-op. So painter bag is hers. Now we gotta go figure out what Dan's is. And we will be golden. There's the kite. So where's Dan? Sent 3 paragraphs describing the weather. Oh, so he's still upset about his writing. Hang on. Let me read your memory real quick. Ah.
Don't joke like that.
And when I finish my book in December, I...
Oh. I did that backwards again.
And when
So-
I finish my book in December, I...
Get out of the lamp. Ah, it's pressing the wrong key. Oh well. Whatever. Whatever. I don't need to know what they're thinking anyway. Should have been easier than that.
Writer's block turned into writer's fog or something like that. I never found my notebook. I guess it's just gone. Did we lose it in the move? Leave it at home? I ended up having Alice find out about Scott and Sarah by overhearing a phone call. That's awful. Having Alice eavesdrop on them completely kills the sympathy I've been trying to build for her. What a junk solution. But I had to get something down and move on. I guess that was it. Hopefully I can come back and fix it later.
Okay. So he's... Oh, that's all the Dan's memories. He's still upset about his book. What am I looking back? What's this? The Literary Register, May edition. Inside the Books of Summer, Adam Squires, The Interview, America's Top Small Run Publishers. Ah, it's probably... Yeah, it's a big one on Dan. Dan, I looked into it, and the guy at the Literary Register said that pre-release ads do drive up pre-orders quite a bit. It's his job to sell ads, of course, so we do have to take that with a grain of salt. I usually leave this kind of thing to the guys in the marketing department, so I'm a little out of my depth here, but I checked with them, and they said the same thing. So it seems like the ads would make sense if the book is good. You don't want to oversell and underdeliver. I have to say, this is the first time I've had a writer offer to pay for extra marketing. You sure about it? There aren't any refunds if the book tanks. You've got some drive, though, coming up with an idea like this. I'll give you that. Think about it and let me know. Paul. This is marketing guy. So Dan's trying to push the book some more. Oh. I thought it said 2 of... Okay. Send Paul an example ad from the Literary Register. Okay, so if I choose that... Yeah, we want to choose this because we want Dan's thing first. And let's see, who do we want to compromise with? We can compromise with Linda this time because I chose her. Or we can compromise with Tommy this time because I chose Linda last time. And so this way, Tommy will have 2 compromises. Won't be completely out in the dark. Okay, so let's read this. From the desk of Harold Baxter, January 17th, 1948. I'm not certain there's something strange with the light here. It must be those windows. I was reviewing old deeds in the living area and saw some sort of flash of light out of the corner of my eye. I would assume the elevation would put the ocean too far away for the sun to reflect off a wave, but perhaps not. I looked, but there was nothing there except a strange shimmer, like heat above the asphalt of a hot road. It dissipated almost immediately. Perhaps some concentration of the light had caused it. But on to work. I began cataloging possible options for the property. I owe Mr. Lowry a report by the 24th. So he's still trying to figure out what's going on with the house. And what weird light seems to be following him around. Is there anything in here? Doesn't look like it. Nothing in Tommy's room. Did I check? Ah, there's another one here. Okay. From the desk of Harold Baxter, January 19th, 1948. I failed to log my activities yesterday, as nothing of note occurred. There have been no tricks of the light for 2 days, and I've grown certain that the ones I saw were reflections from the ocean, improbably reaching the house. I've been able to focus on the task at hand, and am suitably pleased with the condition of the property. I have also reached a decision on how to proceed. It came to me this morning as I stood in the conservatory admiring the beauty of the forest. I hadn't begun my work yet, and was thinking of nothing in particular when an idea came into my head, fully formed. I was surprised that it appeared with such clarity, but it's not unheard of for the mind to ponder a question in the subconscious. As for this idea, it's quite simple. I will buy the house myself. So I kinda told him to buy the house, apparently. Okay, oh, we need to do a compromise, yeah. Because we chose Dan, so if we compromise Tommy, then that'll be twice for him. If we compromise Linda, so yeah, if we assign choosing that person as 1 and then a compromise as half, this will put everybody even if I choose Tommy. Because Linda is at 1, Dan is at 1, Tommy is at a half, so this will be a half. So let's go ahead and end the chapter and go talk to Dan. Okay, time to whisper in his ear. Creepy as hell. Okay. Dan decided to take some small part of his fate into his own hands and place an ad for his book in the literary register. He knew that by placing the ad, he was putting himself on the line to deliver a better book. The accountability jolted him, and for the next week, he woke up each day with a newfound focus that translated directly to the page. So he's writing more. That's good. And Dan knew that while he couldn't also pay for Tommy to go to camp, it was important for him to have more playtime with other children his age. So he called up Davy's parents and arranged regular playdates at the playground in town. He tried to make the trip himself as often as possible, and it made a difference for Tommy. That's good. Tommy needs some father time and some friend time. Linda had resigned herself to the fact that they couldn't afford the co-op, but the flash of excitement she got when she heard about the inheritance quickly faded when Dan decided not to use it for the co-op's fee. She tried to channel her frustration into her work, but found herself so distracted she got almost nothing done for days. That's unfortunate. But they're all even now, so I don't feel so bad. And it looks like we are at the next chapter.